Hey everybody, welcome to another escape room review. I'm Brian and today we're going to talk about Robotopia at Omescape in Sunnyvale, California. So Omescape currently has 4 locations, one in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, one in New York, and 2 in the Bay Area, one in San Jose, one in Sunnyvale. So a little strange, they're pretty far-flung, and unlike the Escape game or other chains or franchises, I took a quick look and I only saw one game overlapped in 2 locations. So a lot of different variety and games out there, unlike the Escape game where you're gonna pretty much get the same games in all the locations. Sunnyvale location, Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, California, currently has 7 rooms. And only one of them is a 60-minute room. The rest are a 75, 90s, and a 120. They also have a dark room and a team versus team experience. So a little bit of something for everybody there. The current games are Forsaken Temple, 90 minutes. Chaos in the Galleria, 90 minutes. Midnight in Hong Kong, this is their team versus team, and that one's 90 minutes. Kingdom of Catastrophe, 90 minutes. That one looks to be like a sequel to another game at their San Jose location. The Apartment Next Door is a dark experience, 60 minutes. Undercooked, 75. And finally Robotopia. This is a 120-minute game. So the location was easy to find, lots of parking, no issues there. Really large lobby, lots of benches and also tables and chairs, so you can hang out, wait for the rest of your group to show up, or in between games, or wait for your game to start, etc. Staff was friendly enough. I will say they were a little robotic, and pun not intended, but we played 4 games that day, so we were there for over 6 hours of gameplay. We did leave to go have a late lunch, early dinner, whatever, and came back. And the receptionist didn't recognize us, and welcome in, have you done your waivers and all that, and we had taken care of that in the morning, so a little annoying there. And then I will say that one of the GMs came out and introduced herself and took us back, and then, so have you played any escape rooms before? And yeah, so we told her how many we'd played and that we'd already played several at that location that day. So that's a little annoying. I wish, they would talk to each other, GM, give them a heads up, hey, they're here doing 3 or 4 games today, and that way you don't have to go through that awkwardness. And it doesn't make you feel very special, kind of makes you feel like you're just a number. So, but overall good experience and friendly staff. So current pricing is $75 a person, but again, this is a 2-hour room. That equates to $33.50 for an hour room, which I think is on the low end for the San Francisco Bay Area. All bookings are private, like they should be, and this room is not spooky at all. As far as handicap accessibility goes, unfortunately this room is not handicap accessible. There is some climbing, some crawling, and towards the end of the game, a lot of running and hiding. This room does have a live actor, and that can really make or break a room. In this case, it actually really enhances the experience. All right, let's talk about the set. I was really impressed with the set. They say this game is set in a retro futuristic society. Kind of a weird combination, but I think it actually comes through. You get a lot of that retro robotic feel, and then you definitely do feel like you're in a futuristic society somewhere. The cool part about this room is the space would change and shift as you went through a door and then maybe came back through. It was a different experience. Reminded me a lot of Time Machine at Not Another Escape Room in Southern California. Rest in peace to the game and the company. They just announced they were closing. But if you've played that before, you kind of know what I mean, that it shifts around. I assume they're pushing walls and doing that sort of thing, but it wasn't evident. There weren't scrapes on the floor or anything like that. So it's really cool to go back through a door and then, hey, everything's changed. So puzzles, overall really well done, and there was a nice mix of different types of puzzles. I would say overall though, definitely on the high tech, I don't think there was a single lock and key. You do have a couple physical things you have to do, but again, you're not just taking a key and opening a lock. There was definitely some things I had not seen before in other rooms. Looking at you, vibrating chair puzzle. So the flow and the gameplay, it flowed really nicely. Actually, it went space to space real nicely, and you always had plenty to work on. Very non-linear, and so our group was able to split up and do different things, but you would all come together as you went into a new space. All right, so this room does have a live actor. The live actor comes in, I think with about 45 minutes left, something like that. Honestly, we were having so much fun, I just lost track of time, but somewhere in the last hour, the live actor comes in when you reach a certain part in the story, and from then on, I swear you feel like a little kid at recess on the playground. You're running around, you're trying to avoid getting caught or seen by the actor. You're trying to finish up those last puzzles. If you do get seen, the puzzles reset. You're kind of yelling at each other, pushing each other, motioning, hiding. It was a blast. I mean, we had so much fun. My wife's aunt played it. She goes, I felt like a kid. It was just so much fun. As far as difficulty goes, I would say this is probably a medium difficulty for enthusiasts, and probably does go to the hard end for a beginner, but definitely accessible for either group or mixed group. Hint system, time clock, nothing revolutionary to talk about there. Which is fine. I mean, I do like when rooms come up with something creative, but I will say I like the fact that there were no unwelcome hints or pushes, nudges. I hate when they do that, and they did not do that. If you needed a clue, you asked for it. Group size, we played it with 5, which is more, our normal is 3. We played it with 5, and actually I would recommend 4 to 6 for this room. There's enough to do, it's non-linear, we all had plenty to work on, and at the end when you're just giggling and running around and trying to avoid the actor, it is so much fun to share that experience with a group. I wouldn't recommend more than 6 though, just because some of the spaces get tight, and when you're running around trying to avoid the actor at the end, I think you'd kind of bump into each other and get in each other's way. So final thoughts. This room was a ton of fun. I would say the great set, the good unique puzzle mix, and the really good flow. Not to mention just running around, interacting or attempting to avoid interaction with the live actor just made this unique and such a memorable experience. Highly recommend this to anybody if you're going to be in the Bay Area. You really did feel like a little kid at the end, and just hadn't had that experience in another room before. So have you played it? What were your thoughts? Did I miss anything on the review? Let me know. Put it in the comments down below. And until next time, get out there and escape a room.